Crystal.
welcome. Hi, Toni.
Hi,
W-
Crystal, curvy
Welcome to,
girl.
well, that's me. Welcome to Fat Product Reviews, my newest,
Yay.
my pandemic, I don't know, hobby. Since I've been off work, which is like 5 months now, I've created 3 websites, 2 YouTube channels. I've been helping my other friends with their, like you, just, trying to keep busy.
Sounds like me. I'm always doing I've got my fingers in like 20,000 pots at all
Me too.
times.
Well, welcome to my show. I'm so happy to have you.
Excited.
Everybody in the fat community loves Toni Tails. And if you don't know her and you're not aware of her, she's an artist and she mostly does art, Fat Avies, and lots of logos for people who own businesses that are part of the fat community. And her website's tonitails.com. But she has a lot of other really cool assets on Facebook that we want to tell you about. But first, I want to just welcome Toni. Toni, how do you spend your day normally? Are you creating art, logos? What are you doing typically?
My day is never boring. We've got 3 special needs teenagers, and they keep us busy. And we've homeschooled since before homeschooling was cool. And school is getting ready to start back in September for us. So working with the kids and just working online is mostly what I do, honestly. I do a lot of different things online and drawing.
You're a self-taught artist, right?
Yes. Yes, I am. I grew up with computers in my house, and as soon as I had the chance to make graphic art, I started. It didn't look great at first, but it's starting to look a lot better now, I think.
Have you ever used the Wayback Machine to look at your first websites?
No, that's a good idea. But my old website is scooby-tripod.com. I'll give it to you so you can put it in there. It's a thing of beauty made when I was in my 20s. Yeah. I was like 21 or 20 when I made it, maybe 19. Wow. Yeah, 20. I don't remember.
There's a website I created about 20 years ago, and it's on the Wayback Machine, and it's like, oh Lord, I can't believe I created that. It's so bad.
I just go back to it to like reminisce about the old days, but a lot of the stuff doesn't work anymore on it because it's outdated.
Right. Yeah, what was that? JavaScript and all that stuff. Anyway, so tell us.
ML coding back then.
Yes. How did you become a part of the fat community and fat liberation?
It's an interesting story, actually. My first introduction into a bit of the fat art community is where I first started. There's an artist that goes by Lime Green Squid. His name is Nick P. Martin, and he draws these like glorious, happy, fat women. Just, they're so happy. I'd never seen that. And he did this one particular piece of art. I'll send it to you later, where there's this naked fat chick riding on a candy cane for Christmas. And she was just this big smile. Yeah. I'd never seen that. And I didn't know how much I was missing that kind of imagery in my life until I saw it. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I need to do this too. I need to create happy fat art. Because you don't see that. You see a lot of, like, if you look up stock art, it's starting to get a little bit better. But you see a lot of, like, fat people and, dieting stuff and shoving food in their mouth. But you don't see a lot of the happy fat art. And back then, you really didn't see it. So that's what first.
They always look like Eeyore or some sad, fat person who's being left out of the group or whatever, and they're like so sad, like your sad fat neighbor. I'm like, oh.
So and stuff like that's valid too, but it's not everything. It's not everything.
I wrote an article once for the Huffington Post called I'm fat and happy. Get over it. It's like, sorry, I can't help it. I'm fat and happy. I'm sorry if that pisses you off.
And at first, that was like the big thing. We had to prove that we're happy, you know, and sometimes we still have to do that. But
we're being good.
Yeah,
you have to be good.
I've only just started admitting to mental health issues and stuff like that to a wider audience, and I'm going to start doing videos that address that stuff.
Good, yeah.
You get a lot of fat shaming on those. Like, if you weren't so fat, you'd be happy.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sure.
I was a skinny teenager. I was way more unhappy than I am now.
Yeah, and nobody knows any thin people that are really depressed. Like, of course they do, but yeah. And like I tried to tell my girlfriend yesterday, Sam, there's not one disease that exists that only happens to fat people. Every single disease that exists in the world happens to thin people too. And so you don't need to feel guilty or feel bad about being a fat person. What we have to feel pissed off about is the way the medical world treats us. But I
Yeah, I
digress. So
hate
tell,
that
tell us
too.
more. Tell
I'll
us
go
more
on a
about
long
Toni Tails.
tirade about that because that's what got me into the fat community. You want to hear that
Okay, cool.
story?
Yes, please.
This is what got me into the actual fat community. The first website I got on was Dimensions magazine. Have you heard of that?
Well, maybe, but
It's been out
tell me.
since like maybe the 80s or 90s, and I'd never heard of it. But what happened is I used to be a super healthy fatty. I walked all the time, and I was just super healthy. I was careful about what I ate. I might have eaten a lot of it, but I was careful about what I ate. And I had already decided I'm not doing any more diets. I was just like, I'm tired of diets. I'm not doing it anymore. You lose weight, then you gain it. It's constant. It's annoying. So I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that. I'm just going to try to take care of myself the best I can. So I went into my psychiatrist. At the time, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, bipolar 2. And I was going in to get my meds. The nurse said my blood pressure was great and everything was great and all of that. And then I went into my psychiatrist and he said, "So I see here that you've gained 3 pounds. What are you doing about that?" And I said, "Nothing."
Three?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And I said, "Nothing." And he said, "Well, you need to start losing weight." And I said, "I'm not going to lose weight. I'm not going to pay attention to my weight and I'm going to do nothing about my weight." And he said, "Well, if you don't tell me right now that you're going to go home and get on a diet, I'm not giving you your meds." These
Wow.
are mood stabilizers, antidepressants,
Wow.
some other meds in there. They were all, to help keep me from being suicidal and
Yeah.
depressed. And
Right.
at the time, they thought I was bipolar. Turned out I was ADHD actually, but found that out
Mm.
years later. Also PTSD. So he was denying me my medication.
Oh,
And I
bless you.
said I'll just go to another doctor. He said, "Good luck. Small town. I am the doctor at every place you'll go. And you're not going to get it unless you tell me you're
Oh,
going on a diet." This was in Wairika, California, little town called Wairika,
yeah, north, way north.
by Mount Shasta.
Right.
So
That's horrible.
yeah,
So
it
sorry
sucked
that
really
happened to
bad.
you. Yeah.
So I looked up online if that was legal. I knew it couldn't be, and that led me into Dimensions where they were talking about the same stuff. You go like the little comic I saw where someone goes in with an arrow in their shoulder and they say, "Go lose weight." you
Yeah, it's
know,
been impaled. Yeah.
like I need my meds. And then I didn't have my meds for a long time and I had a lot of
Mm,
issues from that. But that's what got me into the actual activism part of it.
cool.
I call myself more of an advocate, especially at that time because I didn't know what I was doing. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's what got me into that part of it.
Yeah, I was just saying the other day on Facebook, I could die at the age of 99 of an infected splinter in my thumb, and no matter what I die from, people are going to say, "Oh, if she just would have lost some weight, she might have lived longer." Because it doesn't matter if you're fat, what you die, or if you're 99 years old and you die, it's always going to be blamed on your fat. It's just how it is.
I
It's
always tell them I'm not as likely to get hit by a bus because people see me. So I've
exactly.
got that one out of the way.
And I'm less likely to be kidnapped or have or serial killed. I have a big fear of serial killers. I'm like, I'll just sit down. So if you can move me, I'm all yours. Sucks that we have to think that way though, but you have to laugh sometimes because it's so fucking painful.
That's how I get through all the pain in my life is through humor,
You have to.
through
So
silliness and fun stuff.
yeah, you have to laugh at the craziness because the intensity can be very heavy when you're a fat person, but I know everybody watching this knows this already. So I have used you for lots of logos and you did my art for my YouTube channel with the frosting font that I'm in love with. Thank you. It's so beautiful. I love it.
That's actually can be purchased on Etsy. I can give you
Okay.
the link to that.
The font can be.
The font itself, they're actually individual images that can be
Okay.
placed. Yeah. I made it a
Wow.
little more pink and sparkly for you, though.
So cute. I love it. So tell us about your Facebook page where you have a 1.5 million followers.
Yeah, I think it's 1.6 right now, something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I look at the stats, it showed that over 2 billion people had seen my stuff, and I can't comprehend even a million, much less 2 billion.
No kidding.
I had art go viral on Facebook, and I was creating these frames that go around profiles,
Yeah.
and they went viral. I did a lot of body positive ones too. I did some for Curvy Girl.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. Yes, lots of stuff.
I
I
tried to get
love
a
it
lot
all.
of businesses to do the frames because it's a really great way to get your business out there
Like for
because
holidays and stuff.
your page is attached to it. So every time someone shares it, they have a link to your page. I
Oh,
tried to get
that's so
to it, but they didn't get what I was saying. But you were just like, do it, go for it, girl.
I trust you, whatever you want to do. So
Oh,
I
legal
know, right?
thoughts are brewing.
So you do logos, and if people wanted to buy a logo from you for their fat positive brand, where would they find those logos in that service?
On my ToniTails.com, you go /logos, it'll go straight to it. If you go to the main page, there's a button that says logos, and you can see some of my work there. I do a lot of sex positive stuff too, as well, and
Oh,
just
that's
normal stuff. I mean, the last one I did was for a house cleaning service, so
cool.
I do all
Oh,
kinds of stuff.
I think I saw that. It was really cool.
Is Shakespeare one?
Yes, yes, yes. Or you told me about it. You told me about it. It's cute.
It's my
Um,
brother's, that one.
what about your little Avies? Are you still doing those?
I do. I created those on purpose for people that really can't afford the more expensive stuff. And they start at $10 for at
Yeah.
a base price, and then people can add stuff for like $5 a pop, and but
I have,
almost anyone can afford $10 every once in a while, and that's what I was
yeah.
going for, something inexpensive that people could have and it be personalized and cute.
Every
If that's,
time I share, because I have a few from you, and every time I share them, people go crazy.
I
I
think you've
love
got like
it.
probably 30 because you had me
You
do
know,
them for your
I
site.
know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you got a
Those were so
bunch.
cute.
Uh-huh.
It's so funny because it just people. I know that's worth so much more than $10, Toni. I mean, like, it's that's amazing and beautiful and cool, and to pay $10 for that kind of art that's very personalized is. I know
Well,
you're. I
what I
know.
did is I created a
Yeah.
base body. I have a few changes. I made some glam ones just for you, and then I started selling that too, where it has like kissy lips,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I eventually put hands on them. At first, they had like little flippers, kind of. I don't know why. It's
Oh,
just how I
that's right.
made
I
them.
remember. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a bunch of the flipper ones too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. I
my
love them
bangs are
all.
driving me crazy, people. I am not used to having bangs.
But tell us about your eyelashes. Those are
They're
beautiful.
totally natural and grown, homegrown.
Blessed. You're blessed. I
I'm
just saw you the other
blessed.
day, though. You must have grown them
Hashtag
overnight.
blessed. These eyelashes, they're the first time I've tried any fake eyelashes, and I like them. They're
Mhm.
pretty easy to use. They come in a little container like this, and they're magnetic. You get 4 of them, and you just dink, hook it on, dink, hook another one on, and they're
I
about
have
$10 on Amazon. I'll give you a link to that.
I have like 4 eyelashes. Do you think it'll work?
Yeah,
Huh, I'm gonna try it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but those are
awesome. They go
we'll
right
put,
on top of each other, and they hook with the magnet to
we'll have to
each
put it in
other.
we'll put it in the show notes for the YouTube channel for sure. Um,
I'll keep messing with them and trying to get them better, but this is my first time using any fake eyelashes. So,
they look great.
and it was pretty good considering that. It took
So
about 5 minutes to put them on.
I probably would need more time than that. I'm like, where I always have a problem because I
I don't think
when
they're
I
good enough for going out and about right now. They're good
yeah
for a camera
like
where
not
you're only
dancing.
seeing the front. I don't know if they're good from the side or not.
Whenever I try to do the one eye, I always mess it all up. But anyway, I'm sure I could figure it out eventually. Um, so you were the very first like Facebook page asset kind of thing where I ever saw something called a subscription. I
Mhm.
know that Facebook must love you, and you're very special to them because you get all these cool new special features and stuff. So what does that mean, subscription?
I have a subscription for 2 different pages. One of my pages is facebook.com/Toni Tees, and you can find that down in the
Oh,
description,
tees
and
like
that was
t-shirts, right? T-E-E-S.
t-shirt. I created these t-shirts, and you sell t-shirts there too, and they go up to like size 28, which is awesome. They didn't start off that way, but with
No,
you and me,
you.
I have to tell the story of that sometime.
Yeah.
How we got them to add more sizes. But I chose them because they did go up to 5X and they
Right.
didn't sell them for like an exorbitant price.
Yeah. No fat tax or small fat tax.
Yeah. Like they add like a few dollars instead of like 20 or 10 or 13.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I created Toni Tees for that, and it's grown up to over 500,000 followers too. And that was my first supporter page. And that one's $4.99 a month. And I create new customized graphics every week for people on that.
That's the one I'm a member of, the $4.99 one, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's Toni Facebook.com/Toni, Tonitees, Toni Tees.
Right.
Okay, I love it. That's a great page.
And
They
the
just debit my
t-shirts are
card once a month.
tonitees.com.
Tonitees.com, right?
Yeah.
They just debit my credit card or whatever every month for $4.99. I don't have to do anything. It's just bam. It's easy.
Yeah, it's awesome. You've been a supporter forever.
Well, I had to take a little break there when I was a little low on funds. Yeah, I love it though. So we were talking the other day about products for fat people and things like that you have found that have been helpful in your life. When did you become comfortable with the word fat and being self-identifying as a fat person?
Really comfortable is like when I described seeing that art of the fat girl. I mean, that made a big difference in my life. And I want to do that for other people. That's why I create these they look like something you'd see in mainstream media.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I try to create, stuff that looks like it should be out there. And I keep hoping it will get out there eventually. I do see my art all over the place. So it's pretty cool to see it all over the world. People get tattoos and stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait one day. I'm gonna get my Curvy Girl tattoo on me.
That would be awesome.
You know how people are saying, and I love this, that Kamala Harris, first Black, first Asian vice president, like representation matters. It's not just like something that just exists, like, oh, representation matters. No, like what we're saying is it really matters when you're a young person and you're developing and you're learning how to be in the world and you see things that people, products, things that look like you. And I'm white, so everything is white. Basically, that's the default for everything.
Default color.
It's the default. But I remember one day I was in about the 5th grade and I saw this magazine at Lane Bryant called BBW, which I know people don't really love that term anymore. It's more related to porn now. But I remember thinking, wait, you can be big and beautiful?
Right. BBW.
I was like,
yeah.
What is this? That like changed my life. And so just like
I still
Kamala,
like it.
I don't mind it either, but Kamala, being up there on the stage when young, people of color who get to see someone as badass as her on the stage, and then to see someone, for me to see fat representation, it's life-changing. It really can be life-changing for young people and people of any age, because it was life-changing for me even still today when I see fat actors or fat people in charge, and I'm like, oh my God.
One fat image that Nick made, it changed the paradigm for me, and like a complete 180. Like, because before that, I never thought of fat as positive. I thought of it as kind of like I'm good enough. I'm gonna be good enough no matter what. But I didn't think of it like, wait, I don't have to prove I'm good enough. I just am. You know what I mean? Like I always try to overcompensate before that.
Oh yeah, totally.
Lots and lots of cleavage. Show off my best
Overachiever.
in my mind at the time. Yeah. So always trying to make my face look thinner by doing like this.
Right. Yeah. Taking pictures for love.
Hiding the.
Whenever I go on Zoom with my girlfriends, I like to go, my girlfriends on Zoom, they're like, Crystal, don't do that. I'm like, why? It's a part of me. It's who I am. It's my double chin. It's my triple chin. Exactly. We have the right to bear arms.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that is really cool. I get messages all the time from men and women, mostly women, who say that they've like worn shorts for the first time or show their arms for the first time because of my art. Oh my gosh, that gives me chills every time.
Me too, me too. So I get a lot of those nice messages too, but also, of course, I get a lot of haters and trolls. So what's your theory? Like, how do you handle the trolls?
I don't get a lot of fat trolls other than health trolls.
Yeah.
I
People are
only get
concerned about your health.
the those when sorry.
It's okay.
TJ, will you take this phone out and go call your mom? She's trying to call me. Sorry about that.
It's okay. We've had dogs barking. We've had phones ringing. It's okay. It's life.
Let her know I'm in the interview right now.
We're gonna have to wrap it up soon, but that's okay. But yeah.
Okay.
So so the trolls, they don't bother you too much. What are the concerned trolls? What do you do
When
about
I
that?
post one of my more modeling pictures or I have my makeup done and I'm like trying to look good, yes.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm just being crazy and silly, everyone's like, "You go, girl." But when I'm like,
Yeah.
trying to look pretty and everything, then yeah, people are like, "You are glorifying obesity," and I'm like, "Yay! Why not? Let's do it."
Everybody go get fat. It's so great. Let's do this. Because I always tell people, you can't really glorify obesity because we don't get into the clubs for free. There's no perks, there's no benefits. But yeah.
There's benefits like being fluffy, where people can lay on you and be comfy, stuff like
And
that.
warm, always warm.
And
I
we
know.
have place to put our stuff,
We're fun to
warm our
hug.
hands up.
Yes. I have my hands right between my tummy and my thighs right now.
I do too, Tyler. Yeah, my hands are warm.
um, let's talk to you about, you mentioned something that you use in your daily life. It's called a rollator.
A rollator, yes. It looks like a walker, but it has really cool, like all-terrain wheels, and it has a seat that can hold it. I weigh over 500 pounds. I'm in fat, and it holds my weight. And I was very slow to get this because I did not want to use a walker or any mobility aid, but it is life-changing. I'll put a link for that one too, and I've had it for like 4 years now, and it's amazing.
I want to do a whole episode just about that, about canes, walkers, rollators. So I'll definitely come back around to you
I
with
have
that.
a hashtag I started called Babe with a Mobility Aid.
Hey, with a mobility aid, I like that. That's fun. Yeah. And also I like sanity before vanity. If it makes sense in your life, fuck what people think, and then just put a bunch of bling on it. Get your glue gun out and bling it out. Whatever makes you happy.
I've always been able to ignore people if I didn't have my own problems with it, but when I have my own, insecurities about it, then I have a hard time not listening to other people. Like when I was a healthy fatty, I felt good.
Yeah.
But once I started having health issues, they're not related to my fat, but it doesn't matter. Having health issues made me feel like I was lesser. And
Yes,
eventually I realized being unhealthy doesn't make you lesser. It doesn't.
Nope. You don't owe anybody good health. And whether or not you're healthy or not, you still deserve respect and dignity, ability to make money, ability to live your life, ability to date, be married or single or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's very ableist for people to think that it otherwise too. So fuck.
It's opened my eyes to a lot of things I never thought of before that I see in myself toward other people with ableism.
Yeah. Yeah. I made a little mistake on Facebook the other day, and my friend told me that's very ableist. I was like, you know what? You're right. I called somebody an idiot or imbecile. And she's like, no, I was talking about Trump. She's like, yeah, let's use a different word. And I was like, you're right. Thank you. So, we all make mistakes. But before we go, I want people to know where do we want them? We want them to go to ToniTails.com, ToniTailsFrames.com, Facebook.com, Toni Tails. Like, oh, I want them to know about you and find you and be able to get your logos. And where's the best place to start?
ToniTails.com. It goes to all my other stuff. It goes to my Instagram, my Twitter, everything. It's all on there.
So smart. No wonder you have 1.5 million followers.
Yeah, when you go to my page, my Facebook page will pop up where you can go like it. And yeah, I try to interweave everything.
Smart. Have one place where everything is. That way people can find you more easily.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep, for sure.
If let's just say some young fat person's watching this. Let's say they're like 14 and unsure about everything in life, and maybe they're questioning everything. Like, what's one piece of advice you would give them? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Oh, no. That's fine. I've got a young teenage girl in my household. She's not overweight, but she sees herself as overweight.
Of
I
course.
saw
Yeah.
myself as overweight at
Yep.
14 as well. The main thing I can tell you to do is surround yourself by people who support you. And even if you don't believe it, tell yourself that you're beautiful because you are. Guarantee it, you are.
Yeah. I think I would say the sooner you can stop caring about what other people think about you, the freer you will be immediately.
That's for
You
sure, but
know,
that's really hard to achieve. But you'll get there.
especially when you're 14, it's really hard to achieve. But
Until you make it, and then eventually it is what it is.
Because
As
other
Michelle
people,
Obama says,
unless they're paying your bills, giving you pleasure, feeding you, effing you, you don't really have to care. I people ask me all the time. I said, unless I love you, I don't care what you think about me. If I don't love
right?
you, why would I give two rats ass about your opinion of me?
Exactly.
I just
I
don't care.
appreciate the good stuff, and the bad stuff just rolls right off of my back.
Yeah, me
Like when
too.
fat girls and anyone who is outside societal norm, once they've built up that confidence, you can't break it. Nothing
Nope,
you
I
say is
agree.
going to break it.
I so totally agree. Well, I appreciate your time today. I'm so glad we could do this. And then I'll get all the notes from you, what to put into the show notes, and we'll put it on YouTube. And then yeah, let's share the hell out of it. And let's help some fat young people out there who are questioning everything and who
Sure.
just are unsure.
This has been awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you, Chica. See you
Love you
soon.
too.
Bye.
Bye.